What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be an interesting day, hopefully. So I'm heading about 130 miles north, trying to get to higher elevation. Yesterday we had, at my house, we had snow flurries. You know, it looks like snow, but it hits the ground, it instantly turns to water. But they said there was some snow up at the higher elevations, up and around like Flagstaff area. I don't know if you can see right now, there's nothing. Kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So it's sunny, not a cloud in the sky the next day. No snow on the ground anywhere around my house or so far heading up here north. See, it hit about 20 degrees last night. It was 36 degrees when I left my house, and that's it. I left like at 10 o'clock. I had stuff to do this morning. So it was still chilly, and it's crazy because like I said, it looks like a normal sunny day, but it's cold. We'll see what it's like when we get up a little bit higher. We made it off pavement. I'm trying to get up on top of that plateau so I can get up to the higher elevations. As you can see, I've got the Lexus all packed out. Been a while since I replenished the water in here. I mentioned in the last video how I always keep each vehicle stocked with probably about 12 bottles of water. You can see I had to stop off at Sprouts, get the old $3 case of water. $3 for that. It's not bad. So I'm all packed up with stuff. Don't know what I'm gonna do. It's not looking, I figured this road here is the road that gets flash flooded, gets muddy. It's got a mixture of red clay and dirt, some cattle guards, some rough roads. I figured this would be wet here. It's not dusty, so that tells me that it did get some moisture. I'm looking out the back. That right there that I just went through, it's a little wash area. That's where I bottomed out in this vehicle really bad. Like, I don't know, maybe I was going 60. You're not supposed to do that. I was going pretty fast. I was trying to beat the flash floods. Like, there was a storm coming in this way, and I'm hauling butt through here. And I went down through there, and the front was great. The back went like, oh, so much so that I could feel it like in my back, which is bad. It could have been where I blew the shocks out. I don't know. Who knows? There's a couple of those in here. Usually whipping butt through here pretty good. So should be interesting though, because like I'm not seeing any kind of mud or anything here, but it's also, this is probably the lowest elevation of the whole trip. Like, I come down from my house, right? I come down, and I don't know exactly what the elevation is here. The elevation where I'm trying to get to is about 7,400 feet, and my house is 5,500 feet, and this is the lowest point here, and it's 49 degrees here, and it's quarter till noon, so it's pretty warm right here, but it is windy outside. It's windy and cold wind. So apparently they said it was a low pressure front that came through, and it's headed toward Mexico. So from north to south through Arizona is what happened yesterday. It's really early in the season for us to get any kind of snow. That's why I was pretty excited, willing to take a chance on about a 300-mile round trip once I get there and get back. It's totally worth it though, right? Find some snow. This is an area I really like up here, but I got a late start to the day, and I usually like to spend the whole day up here, if not an overnighter. This is where last time Guns was out here, we did, I think, 2 nights up here Really like the area. I made it to the beginning of a track here that I like to take into the forest. There's a little bit of snow. Not a whole lot of snow yet, but man, is it slippery. Underneath the snow is the red clay, and it's wet and gooey. It slid off the trail a little bit here. It's really slippery. Oh. the back's coming around. Oh geez. Oh. Okay, there's rocks down here that I don't want to slam into. The back has come around on me. Try and reverse a little bit here. Oh, there goes the front. All right, I'm gonna try and get up on this side here and straddle this thing. If I can. It's super slippery. There we go, just straddled that off-camber section. It's funny, the smallest little things, they can really twist you up here. I had my hand out the window filming the track and the front tire. I got mud all over. All right, we gotta start climbing some elevation here. It's a great little track. This is like not a shortcut, it's a off-road way to get back into kind of the area where people go and camp. This is a big hunting section up here, even bigger than where I've been. This is where all the elk are. Tons of elk up here. Black bear, mountain lion, a lot more game up here. There's always water up here. There's a couple of lakes. Like there's a dam, like a man-made dam, stuff like that. And a lot of those water, what they call tanks, you know, the in-ground where they just make it a water tank for the animals. There's just tons up here. And because it's at such high elevation, there's always water up here. That's why probably a lot more wildlife in this area. This is the Lexus actually has a very good smooth riding suspension, but this is that kind of road where the rocks are embedded in the ground, right? So it's like going over 100 speed bumps at the same time. That's what it's like. That's why it throws me around a lot here, because the rocks are embedded in the ground. I mean, if they weren't embedded, it's still going to be rough, but pretty rough. Those are some big boulders for 33-inch tires. All right, so I decided to come out into the snow. And after last weekend's terrible food, I got a little inexpensive steak. This was $4. It's not one I normally would get if I was just cooking a steak. I don't even know what it was. I was talking to the butcher. I told him what I wanted to do, and he got me this thing. It's got a little around it. All right. So, interestingly enough, this is going to be my first time ever cooking a steak in a pan. I always cook my steaks on open fire flame. Never have I done this. And I tried to do it a while ago, and that's when I forgot these bags here. I'm getting a little drip from the trees above me. All right, we're gonna go salt and pepper only. So these two kitchen bags, this one is the primary one. You could basically do everything out of this. It's got all the spices. It's got 2 pans, all the spatula, tongs, all that stuff. This other one here has some plastic plates. It has a boiling pot. It has my egg holder and some cutting boards, miscellaneous stuff like that. So these square bags are so nice that I can bring 2, and I have plenty of room in them. I'm going to put a little extra virgin olive oil in the pan. I would imagine you want to sear this, and I don't have a lid for this thing, so we'll see how this works out. This should be an interesting cook. It's a pretty thick piece of meat. So my goal was to try and make a steak sandwich. Today's Friday. It snowed yesterday. Wednesday was my live stream day, and we always talk about food during the live stream. Somebody brought up steak sandwich, and Raven was going to, or she did, but I left before I actually got her recipe for a good steak sandwich. So I'm improvising, and I'm going to see how good it turns out, but we'll definitely use her recipe in the future because steak sandwich sounds really good, especially right now. As I came up here, it dropped down. It's 36 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So I was going to get some rolls or buns like this that are, firm. So, but I saw these ciabattas. So I got some ciabatta bread, which is firm. I'm going to cut them. I'll spray a little olive oil on them, and I'll put them in the pan just to try and crisp up the inside. So we've got 3 of these ciabattas. And for Mike in the UK, I don't even know if he watches this channel, I got some provolone cheese. I don't know if he was joking, but he's like, what's provolone cheese? Provolone cheese. Now, most people are onion people and pepper people. I don't mind it like in tacos, in enchiladas, in like fajitas, which you have to have all that stuff in there. But when it comes to other things, I like to deconstruct it back, especially when it comes to onions, peppers, bell peppers, capsicum, whatever. I break it back down. Meat, bread, cheese, right? I know it sounds simplistic, but I'm not an onion person, meaning I don't like onion being number one on the list or pepper being number one on the list of taste. I would rather it be hot sauce, the meat, the bread, stuff like that, butter. So I will not be chopping peppers and onions to put with this, which I know it breaks all the rules when it comes to kind of a cheesesteak, but that's the way we're gonna do it today. Looks like it's coming together pretty good, letting the steak rest right now. Just got the ciabatta in there. Basically, I've already kind of crisped it up a little bit. I'm just trying to keep it warm. We'll see how it turns out. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what cut of steak this is, but it was, well, I don't know. I mean, $4 is cheap. Usually the steaks I buy from Sprouts are like $7. So it's half the price of the normal ones. And if you're going to cut it up and kind of put it on a sandwich, I guess you don't need the best cut of meat. I'm trying it for the first time. My feet are a little bit cold, but the wind right here is almost non-existent, which is perfect. I brought my heavy jacket. I mean, not bad. Like, my hands aren't cold, my face isn't cold. The beanie helps, definitely keeping your head cold. I've got my wool socks on and not my best boots, but these are some Under Armour boots that I got on. But standing in the snow, I've been here probably standing here an hour now. The toes are a little bit cold. Just gotta move them around a little bit. So I think I'm gonna cut this as thin as I can. Maybe not right off the bat, but gotta test it. This crispy edge is preventing me from cutting it thin. It's really good. Tastes really, really good. Got some grapple hail balls falling on me from the tree. Oh. Man, that tastes really good. I thought it might be not so good because it was a cheaper cut of meat, but dang, pretty damn good. I'm gonna put this back on, see if I can melt that cheese a little bit. Ooh. Man, that meat is really good. Oh, that's looking so good. I'm always a big fan of cutting things rather than trying to lumber this huge thing into your mouth. Let's give this thing a shot. The wind's picked up a little bit. Sun's gone down a little bit. Ooh. It's really good. No sauce or anything needed. I got the olive oil on the ciabatta and I melted the provolone a little bit. Probably about 100 times better than last weekend. Totally worth, right? Half of it is the fun in cooking out here, right? The other half is the food is really good. Wow, that turned out good. And you can you hear how crispy the bread is? Worked really good. At first I was concerned that because it was so cold and the wind was blowing through a little bit, that I wasn't going to be able to cook the meat good. You know, it'd get maybe burnt on the outside and still not cooked on the inside, but I kept flipping it a lot more than normal, and I even put it up on its edges, right? And then just slowly moved it around. Turn the heat way down. And I mean, you can see what it looks like, right? There's some pink and it's like cooked around the edges. Oh, it's so good. It's like a grilled cheese steak sandwich almost. The provolone, it melted down so good just putting the whole sandwich in there. And that last little bit actually got the outsides, the top and the bottom too. I'm a big fan of bread, but like everything else I talk about, texture, right? I don't like bread that's too hard just because it's hard. I don't like bread that's too soft that falls apart and rips. Ciabatta for this I thought would be good. It's kind of hearty, you know, can hold its own against you tearing away if the meat was tough or something to get out of there. I was concerned that it was just going to pull complete pieces of meat out. But it doesn't. It's a win. It's a total win. I'm a big fan of sourdough. Like, it's the same idea. I almost got some of that to bring out, but I saw this little 3-pack of ciabatta. And I'm like, I could make the last ciabatta bread with the provolone, just make like a grilled cheese out of it. That'd be a good one with some tomato soup. Did you ever, growing up, I remember for some reason grilled cheese and tomato soup. I don't know why those things are like together, but I don't eat it like as an adult.
But it was good, you know? Inexpensive, probably, that's why. And so, this turned out really good. This is what I was hoping for. Wasn't sure what it was going to do, but turned out good. That was super good. You know it's good when you need a nap afterward. I definitely feel like having a nap. So, in case you guys think that I'm a giant hog, which I am, I did actually keep some. I always have Ziploc bags. You never know what you could, those have like so many uses. So I put some in a Ziploc bag and take it home to my peoples. She might like to try it. Then again, she might like, hey, you want to try something I cooked out in the wild? No. It was only like 2.5 hours ago, or 3 hours by the time I get home. So the temperature's definitely dropped. I think probably without the stove on and sitting there eating, adds to that as well. Because before, you're moving around, there's a little bit of heat coming off the stove. I noticed when I was putting the stove away, there's still like egg on it from when Niels was out here, and he made me a Western omelet, and we also made French toast. So there's still egg and stuff on it. Adds character to it. So I'm using my traditional microphone. Hopefully there's no mic issues this time. It was so weird last time. I was wearing my little wireless ones that I had been using for years, but I'd never used them on this camera. So if you heard that, you heard that if you watched the last video. I got to figure out what the deal with that is, because this mic, you got to be pretty close to the camera. If I walk back here, it gets pretty quiet, like unusable. That's why you want to have the mics on you. Plus, if I turn away from the microphone, when you're setting up camp, when you're cooking, maybe I just set up a wide shot. It's way better to have the wireless mic on, because I can turn away from the camera and still be talking. And you guys know how I like to talk. Anyway, you can see back there, I have packed up, and it packed up really quick. This is the first time I've used this setup since I put that little stack of wood 2x4s together, sets on the bumper, and then the tire holder, that box, folds down and acts as a shelf, like a tailgate. This doesn't have a tailgate like all my other Land Cruisers and stuff. The Jeep has its own shelf that folds down, which is really nice. You can get them for that back door, but I wanted to try and make something myself. That worked out really good, and worked out even better that I put the little Front Runner, bag on there. Because then I have a place, I could have used my Jetboil off the side, but I have a place right there too where it's a little taller. It just works really good. Those bags are really good. I bought the hard case and the soft ones, and I find that now I'm just using the soft ones. If I was to throw them like in the back of a truck or something, then I would want them in the hard case that's weatherproof. But inside the vehicle, it works out really good. So I'm packed up. I came in from this direction where, I came in, turned, and parked here. I'm going to go out a different direction. This area here, I probably can't show you, but this piece right here, that's how deep the snow is. So 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of snow. That piece right there. Ooh, it's cold. That much snow. Remember, my hands are bigger than most. So there. That's how much snow is here. Pretty cool. Look, I know you guys are probably somewhere where you don't even go outside now because the weather's ridiculous, but this is the first snow of this season. And I really you can tell I've spent more time here today cooking in the snow, driving around, than I have in a lot of the previous videos. I really like the snow. Now, the snow's not bad here. You know, this isn't Michigan, Wisconsin or something, you know, it's not really bad. So it's like cool when it comes because it goes away. But it is cold. Like you said, it was about 20 degrees last night, and last year, like through December, January, it was in the teens, 17, 15 degrees at night, every single night. You gotta remember, I do live up in the mountains, so it is colder here. So it's not like, you know, you see the sun, and you're like, oh, you don't know what snow is. It's cold, and it's a breezy right now. All I have on is this dang flannel. I love this thing. God, I hope I don't have to retire it. It's looking a little raggedy. I think it's 6 years old now. I bought it when I first moved to Arizona, and I love it. But I got my thick Carhartt in there in case I didn't know what the weather was going to be like. Anyway, talking too much is normal. I'm going to jump back in. We'll see if we can see anything like off this way, and then we'll turn and make our way out, because I would imagine now it's probably pushing 3 o'clock. And I think they're saying it gets dark around 5:45 now, pretty far away. And you don't want to drive. You don't want to drive through here at night. Like, there's cows, there's elk, javelina. I've seen javelina cross in front of you, big old sucker. But like, trying to get out of here, you got about 30 miles of a section where they could come out, and at night it's not super safe. You guys, there's a lot of places that are like that. Deer crossing, right? I never say deer, but obviously there's mule deer here, whitetail, and a bunch of, but this area more than anything is elk and bear, mountain lion, javelina. Well, I made it back to one of the roads. Whew, I got the seat heater on. I got the seat heater on and the heater blowing on my feet. Other than that, I was pretty good. Like I said, I brought my thick gloves with me if I needed them, and my thick Carhartt. And then obviously I had all the stuff, that bag that I showed you that was in the 80. I moved it over into here, but I just unlocked the 4-wheel drive, took it out of 4-low, but I still have 30 feet of snow to get through. These things do really good. You don't even unlocked, but I'm gonna head out. Let's head out right now. It's in neutral. Okay, we're good. Oh yeah. Roll up this window. It's actually, I thought it was later. It's 2:30 right now. It's 2:30 and the Lexus is saying it's 40 degrees. Maybe. Look at this. Is this ice?
Yeah, there's some ice. Right there. Oh yeah. Right there. Oh yeah. Feel it move a little bit. Get a nice view of the mountains. So this road goes about 15 miles before I hit dirt again. This is a very unused road, but this is the road I was talking about where you get a lot of Animal Crossing as you're going down through here, and they just pop right out of the sides and run across right in front of you. But if you can see in the distance up there, those big mountains, that's where I was last weekend. Well, a couple mountain ranges over, but you get like a glorious view all the way down here. So before I talk even way too much more, I don't know what it is, I just like talking to you guys. Call me crazy. I'm gonna head home. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually had a blast today. The Lexus did really good. There was a couple of pretty good spots, maybe didn't show up on camera, but pretty good spots for me to get through, and it like no problem. I think it was 90% driver. Just kidding. And then the snow and the food turned out perfect. It was really good, and it was 1,000 times better than last weekend, and I enjoyed the process of cooking it. So all in all, great day today. And the best thing of all is it's only Friday. I had to come out today because it snowed yesterday. So tomorrow I can either go out again, but more likely probably gonna get to work and do some work on the 60. I actually pulled out the power steering pump last night, and I think I see where the leak's coming from. It's the bottom bolt. So they probably pinched the O-ring when they rebuilt it. See if I can fix that, put that back together. I'd love to get out driving that thing. All right, you guys, that's it for me. Thanks for hanging out, joining me for this little adventure. I'll see you all next weekend.